It does have 2 batteries on the front of the trailer, 2 20-pound propane cylinders. On the propane cylinders, they do have a gas regulator. The arrow's pointed towards this tank over here. It's red inside the eye. As soon as we would happen to open this up, it turns green. If you have both cylinders open, even though this tank over here would happen to go empty, it'll show you red inside the eye, and it's picking up from the one on the opposite side. Then all you have to do is turn the arrow to the other side over here and take this one off and take it down and have it refilled. On the electric jack on the front, it does have a switch, LED lights on the front, and an up and down button. For any reason, it won't go up or down on its own. It does have a fusible link to the side here, a 30-amp fusible link. If the fuse is good and it still won't work, there is a manual crank handle that comes down through the top that will manually crank the jack up or down to get it on or off the vehicle. There is a holder for the 7-way on the side of the trailer. Keeps the 7-way up off the ground, up off the water. In our front compartment here, it is a through compartment, but it also has your battery disconnect in the front left-hand corner and your monitor for your solar panel up on top. And on the solar panel, it's showing you it's putting out 13.7 for the charge, or 13.3. And then you do have the manual handle up here for your jack on the front of the trailer that will manually take it up or down. Pretty good sized compartment there too. It goes all the way through. It does have a magnetic holder that holds the door up. It does have the 4 balance jacks on the corners. They are run by an electrical switch on the opposite side, but on this side over here, they do have the manual crank mechanism that cranks it up or down. While we're down here on the ground, we're going to look straight back to the right. There's 2 lines hanging down from the underbelly of the trailer. One has a valve on it, which is your freshwater tank drain. The other one with nothing on the end of it is for when the tank's filling to let water or air out of the tank. Next compartment back is underneath the bed. Pretty good sized compartment. Here again, it does have the magnet that holds the door up while you're in and out of it. The next one back is the outside of your shower. Your shower has hot and cold running water on it. The drain lines down below it, there is 2 lines here in the front that are gray tanks, 1 and 2. The next sewer dump back, the 3-inch valve is your toilet water. The 2-inch valve in the back is your galley tank. Right underneath the side of the metal here, there is 2 low water drain lines, a red and a white line. They are the low water drain points on the trailer. They are for use for winterizing and de-winterizing of the trailer. You'll use them to let the water out when you're getting ready to winterize, and you'll also let your antifreeze out when you're getting ready to clean the water or the antifreeze out of the lines. Your connections back here at the water fill station, your top one is your black tank flush. When you have your black holding tank dumped, leave your valve open, hook a water hose and regulator to the top connection, turn water pressure onto it. It has a little aerator on the inside that spins around, helps to clean out the black tank only. The front connection here is your city water connect. If you didn't want to fill the tank on the trailer, you can hook a water hose and regulator right to it, work right off the water hose pressure. The one in the back is your freshwater tank fill. When you're filling your freshwater tank, you'll still want to use a water hose and a pressure regulator, but you'll put water pressure to it and go to your inside monitor panel and watch your water levels go 1/3, 2/3 full. Once it hits full, you'll come out and shut your water pressure off going to the fresh tank. Outside of the furnace. Now, I don't make nothing on the dishes, but I always suggest putting a mud dauber screen over the outside of the furnace for the simple fact mud daubers like to go inside there, build their little dirt nest. Then it cuts your airflow down so your furnace does not work properly. The next one down is the back side of the hot water heater. On the hot water heater, it is electric switch in the lower left-hand corner. For the electric side of it, your gas switch is going to be on your monitor panel on the inside. Always make sure you got water coming out the top before you turn on electric or gas. You do have an anode rod down here. An anode rod draws all the impurities out of the water to it, eats up that rod instead of eating up the inside of the tank. But that is also where you'll drain the hot water heater for winterizing and in between trips. you do have two reset buttons, electric side and the gas side of it. For any reason it won't work on electric or gas, push the reset buttons up here at the top to make sure they're not popped out. And that's basically it on the outside of the hot water heater. Now, there's going to be two valves on the back of it for winterizing. We'll get to show you that when we get to the inside of the trailer. Here again, the lug nuts on the trailer have been torqued at 100 foot-pounds. The tires are air to pressure, which is 65 pounds on the side of them, cold. They also have the nitro-filled gas in them instead of having air. What the gas does is makes the better life of the tires, better mileage on the vehicle towing, and it keeps the tires and wheels from heating up and cooling off. The next one back is the outside of the stove vent. For the stove vent to work properly, it does have two tabs underneath here that needs to be flipped out. It allows the flapper to flap, but when you're in travel, you'll want to make sure those are pushed back down while you're traveling from site to site. The hole in the fender skirt on this side over here is for the manual crank handle that cranks the room on the opposite side in and out. Here again on your back jacks, you do have a manual crank place that you can manually crank the back jacks up or down on this side over here. Your 50 amp service cord is your next cord. It has two blue lights on the end of the cord over here that indicates it's got two 110 lines going to it. Spare tires on the back of the trailer has been aired up to pressure. It's not been torqued on, it's been put on with a wrench. And it is also prepped for a backup camera. The connections on this side over here. The first one is your park cable, your living room satellite hookup, and your bedroom satellite hookup. Park cable works off the park cable or the antenna on top. This is your switch that runs your balance jacks on the back corner down, up and down. Extend, runs them down, retract, brings them back up. Gas line down here at the bottom is a quick disconnect hose that you can hook a grill or fish fryer up to. Once you have your line clipped into place, there is a T-valve on the side of it that has to be turned in line with the gas line for it to have gas coming to it. And that does work off your two propane bottles on the front of the trailer. Here's your little T-valve to the side. This little cap goes up in the end of it when you're not in use. There is a hole on the fender skirt on this side over here that will manually crank the slide room on the opposite side of the trailer back and forth. You do have another 110 outlet on the outside of the trailer and a park cable hookup or antenna hookup on top of it. So you can have a TV out here underneath the awning that'll work off the antenna on top of the trailer or your park cable connection. Your TV comes out of the living room, slides into this connection here, plugs the 110 in there and the park cable. We'll show you more about the lines when we get to the inside of the trailer so we can run them out. It does have a dog holder up on this side over here for putting your pet underneath the awning. Two outside speakers on the trailer. All the speakers are a blue light on the inside of them. One more hole in the fender skirt down here that will manually crank your bedroom slide in or out. For any reason the slide won't go in or out on its own, there is a manual crank handle that will run them in or out for you. Here again you have your other switch for the front balance jacks on the front corners. Retract is up, extend is down. This side of the front compartment over here, there is a light in the front compartment. And a switch over here to the side that turns your LED strips on the front of the trailer on. It has two of those going up the front sides, either side. And while we're on the outside of the trailer, we'll talk about the roof. To me, the roof is the most important piece on the trailer. Anything happens to the roof up on top, it will start showing on the four corners, inside or out. Usually by the time you can see the wallpaper wrinkling in on the inside, it's too late. Every 90 days, go up and check on the roof. Check the lap sealer on your front and back molding and around all your vents up on top. If you find an air bubble in it, pop the air bubble and seal over the top of it, or a crack. They do use lap sealer by Decor for the roof only, no silicone. Not too bad for the outside of the trailer. All right, we're gonna get ready to go to the inside. Once your trailer's on the site, level side to side, front to back, balance jacks are all down. The next thing to do is your front steps. On your front steps, the main thing on that is it has to lay flat in the threshold of the door. And to achieve that, there is a button on the back of each one of the legs that you can push in and adjust the legs up or down. There's like 18 holes on each one of the legs, so you can get the steps to fit pretty well good in any situation that you come upon. The main thing is it has to lay flat in the doorway. That gives you the proper shut of the door over the top of it. Now we'll go to the inside. It does have a fire extinguisher on the left-hand side as we step in. On your monitor panel up here at the top, you can check the freshwater tank level. As it fills up, it'll show 1/3, 2/3 full. Your battery shows you fully charged. And that's kind of a false reading. If you're plugged into the 110 line, it's going to show you fully charged. To get an accurate reading on the battery, have the 110 line for the trailer unplugged. Black tank 1 will be your toilet water in the front of the trailer. Black tank 2 is not existing in the trailer, but it does have it for the monitor panel. Then you have gray tank 1, 2, and 3. 1 is going to be your bathroom shower and sink. Gray tank 2 is going to be your kitchen sink. And gray tank 3 is if you have a washer dryer hookup. That's where your water for the washer dryer will go to. The red button's right below that. The first one is your pump that turns the water pump on between the freshwater tank and the faucets. Your second one is your hot water heater tank. When you turn it on, a little red light above it comes on. It runs for about a minute, goes off, and then the hot water heater goes through 2 lighting processes to light on gas. For any reason it doesn't light on gas, that little red light will come back on. Third red button over is for heat pads on the tanks underneath the trailer for camping in the winter time to keep the tanks from freezing. The light switches here on the side. The first one is your accent lighting. Your second one is your awning lights. The third one is your main row of lights in the living room area. Then you have 2 awning switches on the side of the trailer. One runs your main awning in and out. The second one runs your awning on the slide room in or out. Then there is 3 switches for the slide rooms. First one runs your bedroom slide in and out. Second one runs your main front door side slide in and out. And the third one runs your main refrigerator and stove slide in and out. And there is a manual way to crank those in and out